What is up, guys? My name is Blob and welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is very special. This video is only possible thank you to the kind folks at Frontier for giving me access to the Eurasia Animal Pack, and today we're going to be building this pond for the mute swan. Let's jump into today's video, shall we? That is right. Today's video is only possible thank you to Frontier. They gave me access to the new Eurasia Animal Pack, and in the background here you're going to see me building the pond that is going to be housing our mute swan. Just because we're building a big cat sanctuary doesn't mean we can't have a few other dangerous animals along the way, and the mute swan can certainly be dangerous. Now, if the footage is a little bit jumpy in the background, it's because a lot of this was filmed on stream initially. I was preparing this pond, and then the latter of the video will be me actually putting the swan in, and I'll try and get some footage to put in at the end as well of the swan just sort of swimming around doing its thing. So I won't be covering anything update wise in this video. I can think of two amazing content creators that have done great overviews for the update and also the new DLC. That's Pachas and Leaf. I'll leave links to their videos down in the description below. What's going on in the background here? Well, you see me doing the outline of the pond. The pink rectangle you saw there on the edge of the pond was to sort of mark out the level of the water. When you place water in this game, it's set to increments as you go. So that purple pink rectangle was there just to sort of lay out the level that I wanted the water to be at when I was doing this pond. Now, some of you with an eagle eye will probably notice some different changes around the zoo. I'm not going to be going into too much detail about what they might be, but in the background there you might have seen some wooden boards up by the cheetah habitat. I did say I was potentially going to be changing some bits, and those changes are very much well underway and be coming in future videos. Now, the swan originally was going to have a smaller pond, but I thought, no, I needed it to be sort of grander. I didn't want it to just be like a little piddly thing that they like swam around in. So this is actually quite on the large scale of things. And here you just see me starting to place the initial foliage that I use for pretty much most things. Sunken oak trees, beech trees, and then because there's water involved, you'll actually see me using some different types of foliage for once. And I'll get into some of those a little bit later on for detailings, especially on the surface of the water. Now, the swans are incredible. I'm just going to say that right off the get-go. The models are absolutely top-notch, which is surprising given that I know that Frontier have had quite a good track record for doing reptile models, given that their affinity with Jurassic World and such like thing as well. So to have these swans come in the game and have absolutely amazing like feather shaders or textures is really pleasing, and I'm glad to see something that's found in my native country in the game. Not many animals are native to the UK, so when something like the mute swan is put in, it really does put a smile on my face. I haven't seen any signets yet, but I have been assured that they look absolutely phenomenal, and from the screenshots that I've seen from Frontier, they do look amazing. Just going to throw in a few swan facts here while I've got the moment. And the right to own swans used to be down to the landowner of whichever body of water they were situated on until about the 1600s. Now, the swans are mainly owned by the British Crown and two other livery groups in the UK. You have the Dyers and you have the Vintners, I think they're called, or I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but among those three groups, they sort of own the rights to all swans in the UK. In the end of July, these groups will sort of carry out a census for swans, and they will conduct health checks, and they will go up and down the Thames in these wooden boats called skiffs. So yeah, there you go. There's my little fact on swans there for you all. You can't say you don't ever learn anything when you come here. So in the background, just doing the rock work that you've seen me do 100 times. I'm not going to be covering every square inch of the edge of this pond just yet, because I know that I'm going to be doing some things on the other side of the pond, and there's going to be some other bits sort of scattered around the pond. So there will come a day where this entire thing will be completely completed around the edges, but I just wanted to get the bulk middle bit done so that if you were to be walking across this bridge where the cheetah's viewing area is, that you could turn to your right and have a great view of the swans on their lake or pond. I don't actually know what you'd consider this as. Like, I feel like it's a bit too large to be considered a pond, but it's maybe too small to be a lake. So maybe reservoir is like a better name for this as well. In the background, you see me replacing some trees as well. I'm always chopping and changing this stuff. Like I say, I need to keep this in because I want you to realise that I don't just place everything amazingly first time of asking. Like, I will place pieces of foliage and then think to myself retrospectively that I'm not overly keen on them, and then delete them and then replace them with something else. So at the back there, I did have some cork trees, realised that they weren't really what I was looking for, and then replace them with some elms and oak trees instead. Just to give something a little bit of spice on the edge of the water here, I'm going to be building this sort of jetty type thing. It's not going to be anything too fancy, literally just going to be the aquatic wood pieces that are recolored, and then I'm going to add some sort of, I don't know what you call them, they're like the support beams along the edges here that you can see me doing. And I was watching the Swans quite a bit and I haven't seen them climb up on this. I might try and put something on here to see if I can like sort of goad them on here, because it'd be kind of cool to see them walking up and down on this jetty as well. So because it is going to be open at the end of the day, guests are going to be able to walk up and down this jetty. They are going to be able to approach this pond, lake, reservoir type thing. So going to be completely open. So there's going to be no fences or anything like that stopping people from going up and sort of sitting down here. I wanted this to be like quite a chill space for people to be able to visit whenever they want to. It doesn't mean that I'm going to have to turn off escaping, because obviously the last thing I need is alerts every 5 seconds telling me that the Swans have escaped.
Sergeant Angel.
Morning, the Swans escaped.
The Swans escaped?
Yeah.
Okay, but all joking aside, this is going to be open, so that they are going to be able to sort of roam freely. I might even extend their area up to the entrance area once I start working on that, so that the Swans can sort of come out of this pond area and just sort of like roam around amongst the guests. I kind of like the idea of that, obviously with signs telling people to sort of keep wide berth, because they can be quite aggressive actually at times when they need to be, especially when they have young to protect. So yeah, that's something that's sort of like thinking going on in the back of my head, but whether you like to see that, let me know and I will definitely action it. Speaking of which, all of these things are still going to need names, the Swans included. I'm happy to take names. I'm going to be calling one of them Peter, purely based on that clip I just showed you a second ago. There is a joke in Hot Fuzz and Peter is going to be one of the Swans names, so I'm happy to take other names. The cheat is also going to need names. We're going to have a male and female, and then the next animal is, I don't know what I'm going to be doing for them next. I think I'm going to be doing 2 males, but just keep them separate or maybe together, or I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I'm sort of still cooking the lore as I go, really. And in the background again, you can see me just placing more and more of this buffalo grass. Now, on the surface of the water here, the foliage you can see me using is the periwinkle leaves. These act as sort of amazing sort of duckweed substitutes. We don't really have much in terms of floating foliage in the game. I know we have the like the lily pads and stuff like that, and then we also have there's another one beginning with H, I believe, that also float on the water. So we have a couple of options, but in terms of like just like general sort of duckweed, I think this is probably the closest thing that we have in the game. So it's really nice to sort of use it for that. And then just like I say, trial and error. You're going to see me standing around at vista points trying to get like the look from different angles that I want. But I think what I'm going to be doing here is leaving you with the rest of the speed build, and I'll come back toward the end when I give you a little bit of a tour of what I've been working on, and we will sort of talk about what might change and such like thing. But enjoy the rest of the speed build, and I'll catch you at the end of the video. Okay, and here we are back again. Like I said, Frontier have done a really good job with the models on these ones. You can see here, the heads in particular look so good. So massive props to them. And when it comes to tomorrow and you get your hands on the pack, I hope you enjoy them as much as I have. They've got a normal version and a leucistic version, but I can't really see the difference too much, but I'm a little bit colorblind, so I'm the wrong person to ask. And here we are in the live bit where we're just walking around. Down here we're gonna have like well, nothing's really gonna be down here, but this will be like one access point for the guests. And then across the bridge you're just gonna see me sort of just looking around, trying to get some good vistas of the lake. This was the main point I wanted you to be able to see from this pond, and I think I managed to get like a really nice frame in with the yew tree on the left here, the tree on the right, and then you can see them just swimming around doing their thing. And then you might have caught it at the beginning there, but there was a massive change to the cheetah area. But again, that's coming in a future video, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And then it's on the other side here. I need to put some more enrichment on this side so that the swans actually come over to this side. I've just realised that I haven't actually put anything there, so they will get something. But that's going to be me done. Thank you for watching, and peace out.